earlier in August, I made a public request to get an update on the Cronos chain roadmap, because back then we were halfway through Q3 here and we still had a lot of open items left from Q1 and Q2. And personally, I also had a lot of questions for items in Q4. For example, about that new token burn. Personally, I have to say I'm not really a big fan of roadmaps in general, because I also mentioned here, we do see a lot of changes, especially in IT and also in very new industries, like, for example, blockchain. So I do think a clear vision is the true winner. But the good thing, guys, I did get a response from no one other than Mirko. That is more than a fair point. The folks over at Wolfswap also suggested a space together. So we have been starting to schedule a triple community crossover for an interview/AMA. So good thing, guys, really big. The Cronos team is actually trying to talk with the community. Since that time, though, a lot of things happened. Of course, guys, it's already almost October, so Q4 is coming very soon. But since then, we, for example, had the news here of the golden age of on-chain dominance, the new Cronos 2025-2026 roadmap. And what's kind of funny, it isn't really a true roadmap. What he's talking about is more a path forward with a vision and also some key metrics. For example, 20 billion of CRO accumulated via public market rails, 10 billion in real-world assets, and also 20 million across CeFi and DeFi. So a lot of great goals, a lot of great vision, I would say. But what about some items still left on that roadmap? For example, will we still get that new token burn? I think the community has a lot of questions, guys. So we can finally announce that we have a date set now for this AMA. The interview, or AMA, is happening on October 9th at about 4 p.m. Universal Time. And I will be joined by Mirko, so Mirko Zhao, the head of Cronos, but also by Emily Sid, and she's the business developer at Cronos. And I will be joined also by the guys from Wolfswap to help me out. So this will be a packed interview for sure. So you want to be there if you can. I don't know if I have time to answer all the live questions, so I do have a question, guys. So if you have a request or a very good question, please already put it in the comments down below over here, because then I have some time to also prepare some questions and maybe already send some over as well. You can find a link, though, to the live stream in the top right over here. During the interview, I will also try to ask some hard questions to Mirko and Emily, because I do believe the Crow fam deserves some true alpha. But be reminded, ladies and gentlemen, typically the Cronos team doesn't like to respond to price action. So questions like why we dump, when $1, when moon, those won't get any answers. What we can ask instead, though, is, for example, what the Cronos Labs team is doing to increase demand for these CRO tokens. Things like that are also really a good question. So if you want to ask anything, take that into consideration. Having said that, guys, I'm just very happy in general that we're getting actually some communication with the Cronos team. Finally, we've been very patient, and finally it is starting to pay out. So I'm really curious what he has to say. So guys, don't forget to set your alarm for the 9th of October, 4 p.m. Universal Time Zone. And don't forget, guys, to check out the video here to the right of me.